Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar with Forest Admin and Collective Work on centralizing internal operations and making them efficient. And my name is Monica. I'm a lead product marketing manager at Forest Admin and your host for today's session. And I'm very excited to be here with Emma, the operations lead at Collective Work. She will be sharing super valuable insights on how she helped organize Collective Work's operations across various teams. So without further ado, Emma, I'm so glad to have you with us today. Would you like to say a few words about yourself and Collective Work?
Yes, of course. I'm very happy to be here. So a little bit about myself. I've been working as operations lead at Collective for almost 2 years now, and using Forest Admin for almost 2 years also. So what we do at Collective Work, so we connect companies with freelancers by providing on-demand teams of talented individuals through an all-in-one platform. Our goal is to bridge the gap between freelancers working alone and companies seeking specialized and highly qualified talents. This means that as a company, you get access to a pool of 7,000 senior freelancers recommended by their peers, and you can create your ideal and flexible squad of freelancers who can start in less than 48 hours. If we move on to the next slide, we have example of the typical squads we can create. So we can see tech and development, product, growth, content, data. But I think our strength is that we can create on-demand 100% tailor-made teams with any profile you need in less than 48 hours.
Perfect. Thank you so much for the introduction. And now let me just briefly present Forest Admin, also to give you the big picture before we delve into the detailed Q&A session on how Collective Work uses Forest Admin for customer operations. So Forest Admin generates an admin panel on top of a data source. It is in fact a better alternative to homemade internal tools because it saves developer time. And in fact, they can spend even 30% of their time on building and maintaining internal tools. But it also gives autonomy to business teams that can customize their own internal tools. And this is something we will talk more about today. And thousands of companies use Forest Admin as their internal tool solution. And it means they don't have to think about building and maintaining user-friendly UIs, adding new features, worrying about security. All of that is guaranteed by Forest Admin. And there are different installation methods. The cloud setup is the fastest one. And you can literally generate a fully functional admin panel in a few moments. But you can also choose to host Forest Admin agent within your existing app or independently of your app. And there are also today, our discussion will focus on one specific Forest Admin feature, workspaces. We created this feature after talking to several users who wanted more customization options. And Workspace is a blank view that allows you to create a micro application with a drag and drop editor. You can create a user finder, using user onboarding app, document verification flow, basically anything you need, anything your team needs. And as Collective Work has built quite an impressive number of workspaces, I am now giving the mic to Emma. As last time we talked, I was really, really impressed to hear that around 80% of Collective's operations actually happen on Forest Admin. So yeah, let's start our discussion. And yeah, maybe we can start with the fundamentals. I'm very curious to hear, why has Collective Work chosen Forest Admin at first place?
Yeah, so for this one, I asked my CTO because the choice of Forest Admin happened before my time. And what he said was that at first, Forest Admin is an incredibly easy to use off-the-shelf tool. So when you don't have many developers, it's really good to start with. And as your team of developers grow, it also gives a lot of personalizable features so that you can really create the admin panel that fits 100% of your needs.
Thanks, and I'm glad to hear that. And what are your main use cases? Why do you need an admin panel?
We use the admin panel to communicate with our users, so the freelancers using our platform, but also our clients. So Forest Admin globally is used by every team, the product, operations, business development, supply development, tech. So everyone uses it. And yeah, that's why we need an admin panel, because most of the interaction with our users, sending them projects, sending them invoices, goes through Forest Admin today.
I see. So maybe could you show us a couple of examples? It would be great to also to see how workspaces look like. So I will stop sharing my screen now.
Yep. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it now.
Perfect. So to give you an example, so we created workspaces, I think 4 months ago now. We have one workspace per team. So the one you're seeing now is the workspace for the business development team, but we also have one for the supply, so the team handling the freelancers, operations, so that's my team, and the finance team also. So now it means that everyone using Forest Admin actually uses the workspace most of the time. And you can see that we created the workspace using user flows. So it means that one tab is a user flow. So this one is for creating a client. This one is for creating a project. This one is for sharing a project. And we did that for every team so that the user can know, okay, I need to do this. Then it's this workspace and this tab. And then I have all of the steps I need to complete the user flow.
Perfect. And I'm super curious to hear what's the process of creating a workspace for each team?
The first one I created was for business development. So what I do before creating a workspace is I do user interviews with the teams to know what they do in the data section of Forest, what are they using, what actions they're doing. And this enables me to create the user flow. And then it's a lot of iterations. So we have a V1, they test it. We add explanations, we add buttons, we add even a user flow if I forgot one. And to give you an example, so this workspace was the first one, and we are now at the V4 of the workspace. So it means I basically done one per month, following the feedback of the users.
That's super interesting. And if they add you to add a feature, could you maybe also show us how the editor works?
Yeah. So the editor is very easy to use. It enables you to add a component, to edit a component. And it means that, for example, when the business development teams ask me to add an action that was just developed by our team, I can just add the button in 2 clicks, and it's now part of the flow. So it's really, really customizable in very little time.
And have you ever needed any support from a developer from your company, or anyone else, or did you do everything by yourself?
No, I didn't need any developers' help. I did everything by myself. So I'm one person. I have no dev background whatsoever. And I did all of the workspaces for everyone, all versions. So it shows you how simple it is to create, because I was able to do it for everyone all by myself.
That's really great. And looking at all the components that you created, I can see there is a search box, there are many buttons, also descriptions. Could you maybe tell me which component is your favorite? Which one do you use most often?
I think the one I use the most and I really like is the link, because Forest Admin is linked to all our other tools. So for example, we use Metabase for data visualization. We use HubSpot as a CRM. And the link enables me to say to the user, for this one, you need to go on Metabase. To search for a contact, you need to go on HubSpot, and actually put the link and embed in the link here what exactly I'm looking for. So basically, it means that if a user needs to go on HubSpot to search for a contact and the contact is searched in Forest, he can just click and arrive in the right space in HubSpot with the pre-search contacts. And this is really super powerful. It saves a lot of clicks and it makes things way easier for users.
That's something I wanted to ask you actually. If you could tell me how much time on average does it save you? Because it looks like a big time saver.
Yeah, I think it saves 30 to 40% of time on a day-to-day basis. Where it saves the most time, I think, is for onboarding, because before Workspaces, when we needed to onboard a new user on Forest, it was a lot of Notion pages with screenshots explaining the different steps, a lot of Loom videos that they have to look at. Now everything is actually embedded in the workspace. So it means that you need to create a client and you have all of the explanation with little tips all along the way. So for new users, I think we saved weeks in learning to use Forest admin via the workspace.
That's impressive. And also looking at all these components, is there any component that you are missing you would like us to add?
I think the first one, so we were talking about links. I think it's a shame that the link is actually just text. You have buttons that are today only linked to Forest admin actions, and I think it would be very powerful to have buttons that just link to an outside link. So that would be the first one. The second one is rich text. Today, I can only say I want all of this to be bold. I want all of this to be in red, and it would be great to have rich text editor in text components.
Thanks. Yes, I totally understand. And we are shipping new features to Workspaces almost all the time. So definitely, I'm going to share this feedback with the rest of the team, and hopefully it will be there soon. So thank you very much for the feedback. And I think you answered all the questions I have, and I think you also presented your Workspaces. So not sure if there is anything else you would like to add.
I think what I could add is that I've started using the workspace, I think 6 or 8 months ago. I tried for like 1 hour and I was like, okay, this will be too difficult. I don't want to get into this. And I stopped and I came back to it 4 months later. And I really put myself into it, spent an whole afternoon and realized how powerful it could be and how easy it was once you knew exactly what you wanted to do. So I can only encourage you to take the first step, because for Collective, it was really a game changer for every team to have this. To give you an idea, I only wanted to do this for the business development team, and all of the other team leads came to ask me if I could do one for them also, because it seems way easier than what they were doing at the time. And they were all saying it saves me like half the time I spend on Forest. So I think every time invested in creating a workspace, even if you're not a developer or someone who knows product like me, it's really worth it.
Thank you very much. Super glad to hear that, and it was a pleasure to talk to you today. To also to hear that Forest admin helps Collective achieve its missions, and that you find it easy. And if any of you today or listening to that video, if you ever need external help with your project, either with product development, growth, or data, I strongly recommend finding your dream team at Collective.Work. So thank you so much and have a nice day.
Have a nice day, everyone.
Bye-bye.